This is the Whipple Egg Timer. It's a culmination of a lot of trial and error and evolution over a long time. And this is a perfection of egg timing. I'd like to show you how it began. It all began with helping one of my children, I won't say which one, manage their screen time. And this is actually, it looks a lot different than what you received, but this is actually the first version. This is a timer. It's measured in minutes. There's a light behind each one. So you can earn 5 minutes of screen time, or you can earn up to 90 minutes of screen time. Every time you do something good, you can press the green button and you get 5 more minutes. You do something bad, you get 5 less minutes. Or you can turn the knob and change it to any time up to 90 minutes. And this is a 2-layer piece of plastic. There's a white piece on the bottom, and on top is a black layer, and I had it laser cut. Somebody's at the door. And then there's an LED strip.
Someone is at the front door.
Addressable LED strip. Yes, thank you. With an Arduino driving the whole thing, and a beeper for when it goes off. I wanted it to be able, easily seen, easy to understand, even if you don't know what the numbers are. If you're a little kid, you can still have a visual representation of how much time you have left. And if I can actually start the timer and it starts blinking like that. Okay, so that was the very first version. So how did we go from that to this? Well, version 2 was this guy. And I went from managing screen time to more like I want to manage something I'm cooking in the kitchen, either eggs or steak or pancakes. And you can see there's a lot of buttons. There's a switch on top to turn the power on. It starts blinking green. You can dial up the hours. Is that the hours? I think it is. Let's see. And press go. Okay, so it's minutes and seconds. And it'll go until you press stop. And then it goes back to blinking green again. So this is my, version 2 timer. It's quite complicated. There's lots of stuff going on. And I think the biggest differentiator between that one and this one is this one's actually battery powered. Whereas that one is you have to plug into the wall. This one, there's a battery pack in there running everything. It has a switch, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different buttons. Okay, so that's version 2. It works. It's kind of clunky, and what I learned from this one is that I really don't ever, I don't need this amount of precision. 15 minutes and 9 seconds. Okay, so that was version 2. Version 3 is smaller. There's only one switch and one dial. So rather than, a product that's getting more complicated, I'm actually trying to get less complicated. I'm trying to distill what is the perfect egg timer. So it turns on, you can rotate, and it's actually you can only rotate into set minutes, and then to start it, you press on this knob, and it starts counting down. And then it'll eventually, go down and beep. So, and then, So I've went from 5 controls to 1, 2, 3 controls. So I've reduced it down some more. So that's what, version 3? And here's version 4. Now here you can see there's something interesting. There's no on-off switch. There's only one button. And here we're approaching the pure zen of the perfect egg timer. All you do is press the button. It turns itself on and adds 30 seconds. Still battery powered. Has all the same features as the other ones. This is almost perfect. The one downside is you can see this big black rectangle in here. That's 2 AA batteries. Oh, there they are. Ew, gross. And those run out. They get this display will get dimmer and dimmer as the batteries get less and less charge. So this one's almost perfect. This is the microcontroller that runs the software. This whole circuit is running, actually consuming power all the time, and it has a low power mode. So when it's off, it's not using much power, but it's still using a tiny bit of power. So over time, this display gets dimmer and dimmer. And also, when it gets too dim, it'll just shut off. You have to open the thing up and change the batteries. So that's what, version 4? All right. Version 5, perfection. So this one is the same software. You still push the button, it starts. But it has a hot glue in the charging port. It has a USB-C charging port, which drives one of these guys. There's one of this. This is a lithium 3.7 volt, 1.85 watt hour, 500 milliamp hour battery in here, connected to this charging board, and that's what you're seeing right there. So you don't have to open it up to change the batteries. There's still only the one button, and you just, when it quits working, you just plug it in and it recharges. And so the whole point of this, why would you need this? I use it almost every morning, either for frying an egg, for getting the perfect time. I want 2 minutes, I press it, there's 2 minutes. Or I'm making pancakes, only maybe a minute aside, something like that. You could use it for cooking steak. And why do I say it's perfection? I think it's because it accomplishes its goal in the most simplistic fashion. And rather than making, some products have one button and it has multiple purposes. This button only has one purpose and one function. It's to add 30 seconds. So that's the only thing it does. There's no, if you hold it down, nothing happens. That's it. It turns itself on and adds 30 seconds. So that's what I think is egg timer perfection. And the other